I took off the ring.
Close enough.
Don't mind the noise in the background. Clothes are being washed. Today is exactly two months since I've been home, and home actually feels like home. I'm gonna turn this way because that's better. Home actually, no, okay, never mind. Home actually feels like home again. And I don't know if it was just like a realization or everything, so let me explain. Lately, I've been doing a lot of videos, making a lot of music, and during that time, I realized I've been running into like a lot of issues. I learned recently about like astrology with fingers. I don't know if you know this, but I'm into astrology, if you couldn't tell. I learned recently that like if you wear rings on certain fingers, that they can activate that planet in your birth chart. So when I started learning that and I looked at my fingers, I realized that like one of the fingers, of course the Saturn finger, it will activate challenges, discipline, restriction, very Saturnian energy. And so my Saturn's in the 10th house, in the sign of Aries. It's in its fall. And so I've been wearing a ring on that finger for so long, so much so that I had to go back in Google Photos and look at like when I had that ring on my finger and what happened during that time. And when I tell you the analysis that came from that, like it was crazy. I ended up looking at like the certain photos and everything, and I noticed that during those times that I had the ring on my Saturn finger, I went through some like challenges, and some of the challenges that I went through, of course, were like my own challenges per se, but like some challenges that I went through were completely out of my control. When I watched the video and she was explaining like if you're wearing rings on your Saturn finger, like challenges can come about, like challenges that don't really need to happen can come about. I'm like, oh my god, the prominent, is that the word? The majority, we're going to use that one. The majority of my reckless era, I had the Saturn ring on, and so I was like, you know what, let's take it off. I took off the ring, and I kid you not, a few days after I had a shift. I really felt as though that things started changing around. My perspective of home changed. I felt lighter. I feel as though that I'm not so like angsty all the time. I also started looking back at a lot of all my other videos, and I realized like that I have an intense nature. Well, that I'm a Scorpio, so I don't really, I don't really mind the intensity, but it's not really who I am, I realized that I'm really calm in nature, and I kid you not, I took off the ring and suddenly I feel like a Taurus. But yeah, I took off the ring and all of a sudden, like, I feel calm now. I don't feel as though that I need to like be on edge or, do any of the Saturnian things that I was doing. But I do realize that like a lot of that did help with my progress, and it helped with my transformation, and it really helped me to become who I am today. So I'm very grateful for that Saturn ring, but I am not putting another ring on my Saturn finger, not today, not in these streets. I do have, I'm gonna see if I can position it, I do have a ring on my Sun finger and my Jupiter finger, and I actually have it on both hands. Now I've wore rings for as long as I can remember. I love wearing rings, but I didn't realize that like if you wear it on certain fingers, they have certain meanings. Like your wedding ring, you usually wear on your sun ring because it represents love, vitality, confidence, expression, things like that. And it can really give you a sense of self. And if you wear it on your Jupiter ring, it can really help with like optimism, bring opportunities, luck, abundance. And so I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't realize, like, I'd always been wearing rings on these fingers, and I think on my other hand too. Hold on. Yeah, like I wear rings, like I like this ring. It's my grandmother's ring. This one right here. And then this one, my mom gave to me in, I think 2020 or 2021. I know it was in the 20s. Anyway, but I've always been wearing rings on like these fingers, these two specifically. And then like throughout time, I always had like a middle finger ring. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Ooh, sorry. I always had like a middle finger ring, or yeah, I think that's it. Like I always had like a middle finger ring to exchange in there. And I realized that like every time I had that ring on my finger, I went through some type of challenge. So it's crazy. So I'm kind of doing an experiment with myself. Yeah, so I've been home for 2 months now. Everything kind of feels the same. I'm going over my cousin's house today to wash my hair. My hair's gotten long and I kind of like it, but you know, I'm going to like, I want to length like down here because I do have a mixture of 4B, 4C hair. I feel that like, hi. What's that? I'm recording for my show on YouTube. Say hi. All right, what was I saying? Yeah, so I want my hair to get down to like here because when I do like the flippy things with it, like it'll be out to here, kind of, or here. And I want my hair to be at least like that. You know, I like my hair. I like the sunflower hair, I call it, because it's like, it's curly hair, but then it goes out instead of like going down. So like, I kind of want my hair to go out and down, you know? And lately I've been like doing certain things that I can like get it like that. It's weird because my hair is at totally different lengths and it's not layered. I don't think you shouldn't really layer like 4C, 4B hair because then it's going to look choppy. But my hair is unconsciously layered. And I know the back rows slower than the front. Like, I don't know, it's like reserved in the front, party in the back. And well, no, it's more like party in the back, reserved in the front. No, you get the picture. Maybe. Moral of the story is it grows slow in the back and it really grows long in the front. And I have different texture in the front of my hair, like specifically in the mohawk, because for the longest time I had a mohawk in my hair. And I don't know what happened with that. Like, but my texture is just different from the mohawk, and in the back it's really giving like the resistance, black power. Like, it's just dealing with those different textures. Like I like to blow out my hair a lot because it's just easier for me to maintain. Plus, as I said, I like my hair out, and you know, I don't know, I wouldn't say like I like the Diana Ross hair, but like I like just my hair out. When I was growing up, I always had to shave my hair, and I just did not like that. Like, I didn't like how my father used to cut it very, very short because I couldn't do anything with that. There was no expression there. I guess now, ever since I think 11th grade, I've been growing out my hair. But then I cut it like a few times because, as I said, like I did the mohawk for a very long time. Then in 2020, yeah, in 2020, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna grow my hair. We're gonna see what happens. And now it's at a decent length. I would not show you now because it's not done. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I did want to give an update. I'm glad that spring is here. Yeah, I'm really glad that spring is here and that summer is coming because I really don't like winter weather, like so much to the point that I will not go outside. So I'm kind of happy that like it's getting warmer, but like in New York, it's really weird. Anyway, it's really weird, the weather here is because it's like you can get that one day where it's like 75 in spring, but then the next few days it'll be like 30 and 40. Is my skin... Sorry, I'm looking at myself in the monitor and I'm like, lately, that's another thing. Lately, I don't like the weather is because my skin has gotten dry. And I think it's because like, ever since I moved back from Texas, like my skin was dry in Texas too. But like here in New York, my skin is oily, but like lately it's been like this weird mixture of like oily and dry. Like, I don't know if you know what eyebrow dandruff is. Like, I looked that up and I was like, oh my God, like ever since Texas, I had eyebrow dandruff, which is weird. It's like just dry skin that's in your eyebrows. And like that happened when I got back and I never had that before. So what I do is I'll take like olive oil and I'll just put it over my eyebrows, dandruff gone. Like I recommend you use it. That or any type of like natural oil. I tried using like castor oil, which I know it's like a natural oil, but like I noticed that when I stopped using castor oil for a day and it came back worse. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to use castor oil. I'm going to use olive oil. Some girl on YouTube said that if you use like raw milk on it. So I did the raw milk treatment. I tried that and it did okay. But then I noticed that like I have almond milk, so it's sweeter. And so like I noticed that a few ants decided to come to the party too. So I was like, you know what, let's stop the milk. And then the ants went. And so Yeah, no, I just put, olive oil on. And then what I also do is I have this coconut oil moisturizer that I'm going to begin to use. I usually use Aveeno, and I'll do my whole face, which nowadays it's not that bad. My skin has gotten better over the past couple of months. And maybe it's just because I'm readjusting to New York, but it's always when my skin fully readjusts and everything's going great that I relocate again. And which, by the way, I know in the last time I spoke, I was talking about some things coming, still feel that way, but I'm to a point now where I'm resting more, and I think I'm healing my, I think that's the, what do you call it? Trauma drive is what they call it. I think lately, ever since I took off the ring, that's another thing, ever since I took off the ring, I felt less motivated, but I think that's good, because a lot of TikTok videos have been saying that if in the case that you're losing motivation, you're actually calming down that trauma drive, and so you no longer feel the need to put in the work like that. And not to say I'm not putting in the work, I'm still putting in the work, but when you're running on trauma drive, you're constantly putting in the work and you're kind of on this go, go, go energy. And now that you're healing and you're taking the time to introspect and look within, you are losing that motivation. You feel less and less motivated to do whatever it is that you're doing. With music, you never lose motivation. Well, at least for me, I never lose motivation with that. There are a couple of projects that are coming very soon that I'm oh, it always does it for my soul. Always does it for me. You'll never lose. I never lose motivation with my music, but with making spiritual content or making content in general, it's not that I lost motivation. It's I don't know what else I could talk about. I do have a whole database where I wrote down all the spiritual things that I've learned, and I could tap into that. See, there you go. There's one of the dry things. Just an indicator that I gotta go wash my face. Oh, what time is it? I have to get ready soon. But yeah, it's just to a point where I'm now, I'll make content when I feel like making content. Now I'm actually in a time where I do things when I feel called to do it, and it works great for me. There are some times where I feel bored. When I feel, my English is not good today, and it's not even Mercury retrograde. Forgive me. It's just nowadays, sometimes I'll feel bored, sometimes I'll just watch Netflix. I like documentaries. I'll watch a whole bunch of documentaries, and they just pick me right up. Right now I'm watching Unwell, The Family, and there's another one. The Johnny Savile, I hope I'm saying his name right. I was watching that. And then I was watching Diomedes Diaz. I was watching that for a day, but I didn't really pick that up. So I'm watching a whole bunch, lately just a whole bunch of documentaries have just been on my attention. So I watch those, but when I do feel bored or when I feel that I don't want to do anything. But yeah, it's just nowadays I'm just adjusting to my own schedule again. And I really think it's because of the Saturn ring. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I took off the ring. Difference. I feel a shift. It was like a wave. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go. That was pretty much it. I don't know when the next time I'm going to be here. But yeah, I'll be here. All right. Bye.